What is going on, guys? I'm back again with another video, and for today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the iFLYTEK audio translator. And it's not just an audio translator, it's also an image translator, so you can read text. And one of the things that got me thinking about this piece of tech here is how practical is it really, and how practical would it be in your day-to-day life. And before I get into that, just make sure if you're not subscribed, do so, ring the bell, just so you can stay tuned for more videos like this in the future. So with this device, as I said already, it's going to be one that you need if, for example, you're in a foreign country, you're on vacation, and you don't speak the local language, and you just wanted to be able to get a quick conversation. Maybe you need directions. This is the device that you'd hypothetically use. There's a limited amount of languages, like for example, there's no Swahili, so like I had a hard time pronouncing it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, there's no Swahili. There's about 160 languages. That number also gets less if you're going to be using it offline. But the bare minimum is how practical is this device. So this is going to be one that translates audio when someone else is talking to you, and at the same time can also translate the audio in real time as you speak to them. So you'll just have to go and preset it. And the device itself, it looks like a small phone, right? Like even at the back, it has a camera. Now, the camera is not for pictures. If you try taking a picture, it's really not going to do anything. The camera itself is for scanning text. So say there's something in English and you wanted to translate it to, I don't know, Chinese or Taiwanese or something along those lines, then it does it in real time. And for me, I think that was the coolest aspect of this device. Just seeing it do that in real time was really awesome, and I didn't expect it, right? Like, so I have a painting, for example, for Channel Orange. I scanned it, and the whole text just changed to Chinese, right? And it's really cool. So for that type of stuff, I think it would work better theoretically, and at the same time, it's a lightweight device. Although it does look like a phone, it would feel sometimes like you're carrying two phones, right? Like, so if you have an iPhone, it definitely is slimmer and smaller than your typical cell phone, but it would feel like you're carrying a little more baggage than you want to. But it's not going to be anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. And the battery life is about 6 hours, which I don't think is that bad, because with a device like this, it's not like you're going to be using it all the time, 27 in every scenario. It's going to be one of those devices that you need when you want to translate text, or if you need when you want to translate what someone else is saying and you want to be able to communicate with them. So it's having 6 hours, like you're not going to be using it every moment. I think you can make this last throughout literally the entire day. And the standby time is 10 days, which for me, I gotta say, was a little longer because I went on vacation for, was it almost 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. I came back and it was still fine. So standby time, yeah, they say 10 days, but it could last a little longer, which I'm not gonna say push those boundaries. Now, one of the most important thing about these devices is the accuracy. Now, on the site and on their vending sites, they listed about 96% accuracy, and from when I was using it, it was actually very accurate. There's only a limited number of languages that your boy speaks, right? So, like I could put some French words in there, of course, English, which was the easiest. Unfortunately, they didn't have Swahili, so I couldn't really test it like that. But from all the other stuff that I did test, especially the image translation, it was accurate. So it's not one that has any difficulty hearing the audio or any difficulty translating it. And it's going to be straightforward, right? Like you're going to have one side of it where you put the preset language that you want to speak or you want the other person to speak. And on the other side, you'll have it where they say they speak a different language, say they speak Spanish or something. So you can put that, and in real time, both you just talk. You just have to hold the audio record button, then for the same for them, and then it's going to like start translating. So it's not anything that's going to take a lot of work. Now, the thing that comes down to the bottom line for me is how practical is this device, right? So in the real world, there's going to be a lot of scenarios that could present itself where two people just don't speak the same language. But in that particular moment, you want to be able to communicate. And the way I look at it is like if you look at smartphones today, especially Google, right? The way they're going with AI and how they're going with Gemini on Samsung and even Siri on iPhone, these things already kind of getting put into their software. And it's like, okay, well, would you rather just have that on your cell phone, or would you rather buy like a whole new piece of tech, what they're doing on cell phones now? And the same argument that I have for this, the same argument that I have for the software that they're putting on phones is like, yeah, how often do people use it in their day-to-day life where it's like, okay, I don't know what such and such is saying. I'm gonna take out my Google phone and speak into it my native language and then have them speak. Like for me personally, I've never seen it be done in real life. Like I've never just been wandering around and see someone take out their phone and like they're using it to translate. But hey, that's just my life, right? Like I'm only in one part of the world. Maybe people do use this type of stuff. So to that extent, then yeah, I guess it is practical. And then you have to come down to the conclusion, like, okay, well, do I want a whole piece of other device, or do I just keep it, or do I just keep using my cell phone, say Samsung or Google, that kind of already does that. And that's where the issue lies with the device. Like it's a cool piece of tech. The translating is awesome, and I think the translating text with the camera is the coolest part of it. But how practical is it going to be in your day-to-day life? I think it's more useful when it comes to translating text. I feel that's something that people tend to lean on more, right? Like if you see text that you can't read in a different country, then you probably want to use this device to translate that. But if you can already do it on your iPhone or your Android phone, then what's gonna make you want to go out of your way to get this device? Awesome device. I still recommend it if you want to try it. And definitely give it a shout out. I don't know how practical it's going to be in your everyday life, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Leader, I'm out.